Hi friends, it's story time, and today we are going for our second read aloud of the book Featherless. In Spanish is Desplumado, and I will make another video for the second read aloud in Spanish. Featherless. It's a story by Juan Filipe Herrera and with illustrations by Ernesto Cuevas. And you remember this story is about Tomasito, this boy in the cover, and a featherless bird that Tomasito's father gave him. And we will try to understand why did Tomasito's father gave him his bird, this bird. Why did he give him this bird? And what will Tomasito feel about receiving a bird who has no feathers, is a featherless bird? And if you remember, in this story, Tomasito wanted to have friends. He was in a new school and he wanted to have friends, but for some reason it was being difficult for him. So let's go to the story. A little pet, Tomasito, for you. Listen. Papí sings as he shoots our trailer door. Papa sings as he shuts our trailer door. He stands next to me and peers into the cage he is carrying. Do you see him, the little bird, with a bell hanging from his neck? He says, pressing his bushy eyebrows against the crooked wire door. And you see, Tomasito is in a wheelchair. Do you remember why was Tomasito in a chair like this one? Why did he need the wheels? You mean the one with that gray pebble for a foot and tiny curled up leg? Is that him? I ask. He was born a little different, like you were, Papí whispers, and pours some water for the little bird. So you see, he says the bird is a little different, like Tomasito was when he came to the world, when was his birth. Not like me, he doesn't have spina bifida. And is featherless, I say. Well, except for the fuzzy ring around his neck, Papí says, filling an old thimble with golden seeds. You can call him Desplumado. But Papí, I say, if he doesn't have feathers, he can't fly. So why do you think his father gave him a bird without feathers, a featherless bird? Smile, Tomasito. Why so sad? Marlena asks while he draws in class. She draws soccer balls with wings. I paint a volcano blowing up. I lay my head on my desk. Smiling is tough, I whisper, as though as making new friends. We just moved here, back in Mendota. I knew everyone. Now everybody asks me all over again why I'm in a wheelchair. Why, Tomasito? Why? She asks, to make me laugh a little. See, I told you. I say, when I was born, my spinal cord wasn't completely formed. Marlena gives me her drawing. Friends? She asks. You see, Tomasito is saying that his spinal cord was not complete, was not entirely formed when he born. The spinal cord is something we have here on our back. You can feel these bones, and it's something inside those bones that wasn't complete in Tomasito's back, and that's why he needs a wheelchair to walk, because it's difficult for him to stand up and walk. Tonight, Papy comes home from work at the Pinedale Motel. He tiptoes to my bed and kisses me good night. I look up at a tiny star outside my window. I wish I could fly into the star's circle of light. I wish I could swing on one of its electric wings. Cuckoo, cuckoo. The featherless bird cries long cooing sounds from the far corner of my room. Cuckoo. I plug my ears and don't listen. Under the morning sun, Papy waits with me for my school bus. You've been grumpy all morning, he says. You didn't want to eat, didn't want to go to school. What is it, Tomasito? At school, nobody ever invites me to play. At recess, I sit alone and count soccer balls slamming into the net. Things take time, Tomasito. Paciencia. Paciencia means patience. Papy says. The chair lifts, screeches, and jerks me into the bus. Patience. Tomasito asks, patience? On the soccer field, Coach Gordolobo blows the whistle. We are the Fresno Flyers, shouts Marlena as she throws her arm around the goalie. Not me, I'm from Mendota, remember? I yell from the sidelines. I look down at my wheelchair. Flyers. After the game, I push, and huff over to Marlena. You want to play? She asks. But I can't kick the ball, I say. Be a flyer, she says. Use your wings. Wings? Does she mean my wheelchair? At night, in our trailer, I pull a feather from my pillow and place it at the pebble foot of the featherless bird. This is so your toes will warm up, and maybe your own feathers will grow, I say as I stroke Desplumado's scrunchy leg. Windy clouds swirl around the moon like a soccer net of mist. Fresno Flyers? Practice, let's go, Marlena yells from the soccer field. Kids race across the grass, swooping like kites above an emerald sea. No one notices how fast I spin my wheels. Will I ever catch up? Will they ever see me? After practice, Coach Gordolobo says, Junior resortes or fastest runner is the flu. What should we do? What about Tomasito? Marlena winks at me. Tomasito who? Coach asks. Me, I say. From Mendota. You? Coach winkles his forehead. You, everyone, echoes. I spin the ball fast on my head. Coach thinks hard and fast for a minute. Then, your hint, Tomasito. He puts me on the back. You see, Tomasito is going to play on his wheelchair. In the game, the ball is up. My head stretches out like Desplumado's prickly head. Zash! I didn't know my head could do that. But I missed the goal. Good cabeza shot, Tomasito, Marlena shouts. I didn't know I could play soccer. My hands are red and sore from zigzagging my wheelie across the outfield. Swoop! Marlena slams the ball to me. Zash! I almost make a wobbly cabeza goal. Ayua! I shout out loud. The very next morning, dawn fills my room with a powdery light. Stars in the sky weave a shimmering zarape over our trailer. I want to pull that starry blanket over me and Desplumado. I take a deep breath. I tuck all the stars in my cheeks and blow them over Desplumado. His wings burst open and his leg uncurls. My legs float up and down. Desplumado's feathers sprout. We are flying. Fly, fly. I wake up, breathing in the downlight. Maybe I can lift myself up high from my bed. Maybe I can slap one foot ahead of the other. My arms tighten. My stomach is a knot. My hands press down, heavy and hard. My elbows snap. Up, up, almost standing. My breath gets deeper, so deep, until everything is wavy and flashy with light. Up, up, then crackety crack goes my back. Boom, boom, crash. Tomasito, what happened? Papí says. Tying his rope, he helps me to my bed. I want Desplumado to fly, to feel the edges of the sky, I say. You mean you want to fly, hero? Papí says. I know, Papí, when I play with my friends, something in me wants to go faster, so I can be like them. Tomasito, you are already like them. You are a Fresno flyer. Cree, cree, Desplumado nods his little naked head and shakes his smooth wings. Tomasito, ready? Marlena asks. We play the fresh phantoms today. Fifth graders who spit sunflower seeds on the ground. Ready? I say, winking at Papí and the crowd. Fresno Flyers, let's go, I call out. I flip the ball to Marlena and zoom down the field, my wheelie almost tipping over. Zoop zash, I make diving cabeza shot goal. Tomasito, Tomasito, the crowd cheers. Goal! The team crowds around me, slapping high fives. Come on, I tell Marlena, we are just getting started. I race Papí home. Pop, pop, zash. I bump the door open with my wheelie and push over to Desplumado's cage. Desplumado, I made a goal. The Fresno Flyers won. I open Desplumado's little wire gate and he jumps onto my hand. Ring, 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 ring. He shakes his bell out loud. You can be a flyer too, Desplumado. There's more than one way to fly. He rings his bell and I laugh, my heart beating fast, so fast it feels like it's soaring. This is the end of our story, and I have a question for you. I wonder why Papí chose Desplumado as a pet for Tomasito. What do you think? Why did Papí give Desplumado, Featherless, a featherless bird, to Tomasito? And what do you think Papí feels when he gives Desplumado to Tomasito, and he seems he doesn't like the bird. What do you think Papy feels? And this is our story for today. We will see you again tomorrow. Bye bye, my friend. Bye bye.